flat caps, we keep it legit. Roundtable talk where the real ones sit. Old school style with a new world spin. Boosted brims in the house, let brim talk begin.
Welcome to the Gentleman's Roundtable, where we're going to get boosted.
Well, hello everybody, Reviews Most here. Welcome to another episode of Off the Brim. Where you got myself. I'm wearing the Scally Derby cap. Go ahead, Dub, what do we got here, bud?
I got the keeper from Boston Scally in Driftwood Gray.
I've got the Sturkowski denim Shelby.
I got the Harley Davidson Willie G Skull Scally that I got on the episode of Anox in the Shop. Pinstripe flat cap.
I like that.
Harley Davidson.
I like that.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And today on this Off the Brim episode, we have Chris, the mad scientist from Boosted Brim. Everybody get a round of applause for Chris.
What's up? What's up, Chris?
Go on. Thank you for
And,
having me.
Coming on.
Yes, sir.
What cap you wearing, Chris?
He's with Boosted Brim here, and we're just curious,
Yeah.
Chris, how did it all start? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, dude's got to show his cap, man.
Yeah.
Oh, right now I'm wearing the Zia. I don't think he's got a name for this one, but this is a special one that he sent out to all the hat makers. It's one that's near and dear to me. Definitely been a daily wearer almost.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Mike does an amazing job over there at Zia for sure. All right, so let's go ahead and hear it. Chris, how did it all get started? How did Boosted Brims get the idea? And also behind that sweet logo you got there as well. What do we got here, buddy?
So pretty much Boosted Brims started back whenever I was in high school. I was always sewing, I was the punk emo goth guy. Used to end up ripping apart my clothing and redoing my clothing. And after it was about senior year, kind of stopped doing that, just making regular stuff. And during COVID is whenever it really picked up into what Boosted Brims is now. It started out as just, I've got a couple right here that I could show off. Pretty much there was a company out there called Finley Hats. Well, they're still out there. I take their hats, rip the brims off, customize them. Then I started pulling the hats completely apart, replacing panels. And that all started about a year into COVID. And my first Scally Cap, I want to say I made that maybe my second year in, which I actually still have right here. It's my original Freddy. As you can see, I really didn't know what I was doing. I ended up using a baseball cap brim on it. One day I am going to rip it apart and do an actual Scally brim on that so I can actually wear it. But that was my first Scally Cap.
Cool.
Nice.
As far as the logo, my logo was created because whenever I was doing these caps, one of my friends referred to me as a mad scientist. That's where I coined that name from. And I've got a huge love for any kind of horror movies, specifically the Monsters universe or Universal Monsters. So I kind of went with the scientist run off of that. And the beakers, him pouring them with these Finley hats, there's a little clip on them. The beakers, whenever you put the clip on, because I used to make wood clips for those, it would be pouring the elixir onto the brim. So that's how that pretty much came about.
Cool.
When I was a kid, I used to enjoy playing with those Universal monster models that they would have that would glow in the dark. It made me think of that when you mentioned that. I was into that stuff as a kid quite a bit too.
Yeah,
Oh man, I remember.
There, Chad.
I remember so much with the Universal monsters growing up, especially in the 90s. Gosh, even like simple stuff like I don't know if you remember the old McDonald's buckets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, where did those go?
remember
Those
those?
were freaking awesome. I mean, it wasn't Universal, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
You talk about
Still
for
monsters.
the Happy Meals during Halloween time with the little pumpkin or the those-
Yeah.
yeah, I think there was like a pumpkin, witch, mummy. I can't remember the last one. Maybe a vampire.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah,
there was
you
a
gotta-
Mad Scientist toy too, and it was the Mad Scientist kit that I bought, and it had like beakers and stuff, and it looked very similar to that Mad Scientist with the gray hair and everything.
Yeah. Well, that and you had the you can't forget about the cereals. There was that Count Chocula and
I have Blueberry,
Blueberry. Yeah, man, Blueberry.
Frankenberry.
Frankenberry, that was the other one. Blueberry, Frankenberry,
Yeah.
Count Choc.
All right, Dub, what do we got? Kind of question for we got for him, sir?
Yeah, man, mine are kind of just fun questions. I got two. The first one is what's the craziest custom request that you've gotten from a customer?
Hey, Remmer, how's it going? Sorry, seen that one. Craziest customer requests. I wouldn't say it's crazy, but I mean, it was definitely unique.
Yeah, or unique,
Pretty much after their grandma passed away, I had the gown from whenever they were in the hospital.
Oh, okay.
And I ended up making a cap with that. And I did one of the, I don't know if you know what a memory bear is, but I made a memory bear. Oh,
cool.
You know what?
That's kind of cool. That's honestly
That is
kind of
cool.
neat.
Yeah, that is.
There you go, like that.
Not crazy
Little
at
memory
all, but
bear.
very, very memorable. Yeah. Awesome, man.
You know, that's kind of like out of the box idea, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my next question was kind of, in that lane. What's the most memorable feedback you've gotten from a customer? Just like props, something good, for them to say to you, something,
Memorable customer. There's so many. I'm trying to think off. Man, put me on the spot with that one.
I had another one that was hat related. Just what's your favorite hat style outside of your own work, man? Your own, like
So if we back up to that most memorable, I'm gonna go with my most memorable moment, and it would be what the community just did for me. And I mean, it was a spare of the moment thing. I've never done GoFundMe's. I had one friend come up to me and say, it's okay to ask for help if you need help.
Yeah.
That is the most memorable thing I will have.
Yeah. This is a pretty awesome community, man. Lots of good people for sure. Most definitely.
That was one of my future questions, Chris, but you already hit it there now. But yeah.
Sorry, Moose. Sorry.
Hey, we could touch on it more whenever we get there.
All right, sounds good.
I was just trying to think of things outside the cap realm a little bit, because I know you guys had some different questions, so didn't want to jack yours.
But my favorite cap, I would have to say Simple 6. I love 6 panels. I don't know why.
Yeah.
6 panels is where it's at for me.
I think we all kind of started out on 6 panels, probably. At least we did, I think. But
yeah, it was definitely a 6-panel thing with them. I think my first one was the Ace, the Boston Scally.
Yeah.
That's definitely a rare one.
Yeah, Ace is
I love Black Cap.
All right, Ant, swing away, bud.
Yeah, thanks for coming on the show. Me and Chris chat back and forth. Sometimes he runs things by me, so I appreciate that. Big fan. Have a couple of the hats here, but I just wanted to say it's finally great to see the man behind the curtain because I've never seen you before. You kind of stay behind the scenes, like you see the mad scientist, you don't really see you.
Yeah,
so the man behind the curtains here now.
Not one for pictures, that's for sure.
Yeah, I noticed that.
It's amazing I even do the Twitch.
Yeah, and I caught the Twitch randomly one day, and I saw you doing that stream, Fedora, and doing the top of it. And that's an amazing process.
Oh, yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
But I got a couple of Scally Caps here I got from you. I got the Scarecrow, which a lot of people thought that was a patch, but it's embroidery, correct?
Correct. That is an embroidery.
Yeah, with
Cool.
the on the inside.
I like that.
Yeah, the liners. And then I got 1776 from last year, which what really got me is the embroidery of the Statue of Liberty there. On that one. So it's a really nice cap.
Yeah.
I think he has some more of those left. But my first question would be, can you explain like the process of the embroidery and how you do that?
So my embroidery, I have my 15 needle machine. Before, with that 1776, it was only a single needle. So pretty much that's why it was only that one color that you have. I think you got the mint one, if I remember right.
Right. With the We the People on the back too.
Yeah, with the gold We the People.
Yeah.
Because every single time I did that, I had to switch the colors. With this 15 needle, pretty much this thing runs by itself. The Scarecrow, it did that whole entire logo by itself. I think that was, I want to say a 30-minute logo. But now with the 15 needle, and I do have my own embroidery program that I can make my own embroidery files, which I'll show some of those off a little bit later.
Cool. My second question then is talk a little bit about, and he popped on earlier, the Ryan Reimer. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that cap looks pretty sick. And is it just a cap you made for him as a donor? Or are you making a run of those caps? I know you look like maybe you were making more and people could sign up to get one of those. Can you just explain like the process of why you made the cap and then how they're available?
Yeah, so originally the rim, and I don't know either. I don't know if it's Rimmer or Reimer.
We'll go with Rimmer.
Yeah, but this is it right here. Originally I kind of
Nice cap.
wanted something simple for him.
I like
He
the color.
seems like a very simple guy, very easygoing. I ended up getting him to do his own signature, which I'm not sure how that's going to show up on camera.
I saw
there
that. Yeah, that's cool.
Is that black and red plaid?
So this one is pretty much, it's a navy, black, and like a jade green type.
Oh,
But-
nice.
Cool.
I don't know if it will pick it up.
I can catch shades of the green.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
I ended up having him sign a piece of paper, and then with the embroidery program, that's how I was able to do that. We also got the Boosted Brims logo. I pretty much throw that inside all the liners with the cap names. But yeah, how it all started, pretty much, I was sitting on this cap for a while. Could not think of a name for it. I don't know. I love the coloring, love the red panel lining, how simple it is. Whenever I ended up doing the fundraising for that, I finally decided whoever, ended up helping out the most, I would name the cap after.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, I did have a couple of big donors, so I wish I could do it for all of them,
Yeah.
but we'd have a couple of hats going right now. But
Gotcha.
so we made this one for Ryan. I know he's also done a bunch of other things, not only for me, for other people in the community too. That was another reason that I went along with it too. I kind of felt like it was owed to him.
Cool.
What's the material? Is it a wool or a cotton?
This one is a tartan.
Tartan. Nice.
Mhm.
And are you making more of those, or is it just the one cap?
This one, I'm going to make a run of them. So far, I've got 3 yards of the material. The tartan's very expensive, so I'm afraid to order anything more than that.
Yeah.
If you're interested, I do have a sizing chart on the Boosted Brims page. pretty much anybody that puts their name down on that sizing chart is pretty much almost going to get guaranteed a hat.
Oh,
Cool.
cool.
How many caps do
Yeah.
you get out of a yard?
That was my next question. Yep.
Yeah.
16 to 18.
Really?
Oh, wow. Wow.
Interesting. Yeah.
I would say, with this one, honestly, it's maybe 14 with this red panel line, because it's really to make all those line up. It's a pain in the butt. So there's a lot of waste.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right.
I always like it when people line them up nice.
Mhm.
And I'm going to go a little bit on the topic here real quick. Just how those people who don't know, you're the first person out of all our guests that brought up the yards. Like,
Yeah.
as far as like caps. So,
Yeah.
that's new
Yeah.
to us. And
That's
we're just
very-
here, like, what is the average price of like the low range to high range for a yard of fabric?
The tartan is $40. I think what was it, 46 something a yard for this stuff. It's pretty pricey.
Yeah.
Other materials I've used, they range from anywhere from 10 to 20. You can pick the inside liner. This is my new favorite type of liner that I used on this rimmer. What is it? It's like $8 a yard.
And that's just for the liner on the inside.
Right, that's just the liner. And then, I mean, there's other material in here. The seam taping pretty much too. I mean, you've got that. That's another, probably do about maybe 30 caps, and that's another $20. So it kind of adds up over time. You also have
Yeah.
interfacing, especially on this fabric. To keep it this sturdy, every single panel needed interfacing in it.
Cool.
Oh.
Never heard that
No,
stuff.
That's
Very
something
interesting.
we never discussed before on the roundtable.
Yeah.
Anything like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's very interesting. I've always wondered like what kind of materials you use for like the brim and to make it bend and all that kind of stuff. Just little details like that. So
Sure,
hearing this
sure.
is very interesting.
Yeah.
So
I heard it was common in old school caps for them to actually have tin or metal in the brim.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
A metal? Huh.
what was it? Tin, yeah.
Tin.
Yep.
It was tin. And then it switched to cardboard. But to answer your question on the curve of the brim, oh gosh, I've got one right here. Pretty much I 3D
agree,
print
digital.
these guys right here. And I'll pretty much I can adjust how much of the curve I want in the brim. And I've got a steamer, and I'll hit it with the steamer to soften the plastic, let it sit in this overnight. Typically about 5 hours is pretty good though.
Cool.
Old school way we used to do it when I was a kid was just using a cup, and you would stick it in a cup, or you'd use
Yeah.
rubber bands.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Rubber
cool. I've
band
never
with
seen one of
baseball on the
those
inside.
devices before.
Yep.
I thought about, I once I get my site going, I might start putting these up.
That's a good
That's
idea.
pretty neat. Yeah.
That's very
Yeah.
good. That's a very good idea.
Mhm.
Wow. Well, you learn something new every day, and I'm glad we hit that topic.
Definitely right.
Most definitely.
So what made you get into the wood brims?
The wood brim. So pretty much I'm always, I mean, once I do one thing, it's never good enough. I'm always trying to do another thing. The wood brims was, honestly, I don't even know how I thought of it. It was pretty much, I did a cork brim back in the day, and then finally I had a laser, and I'm like, well, I wonder if I can make a wood brim. Then I was like, well, I could do it for the snapbacks. Never got around to doing it. Started doing the Scally caps, and kind of started looking into how to bend the brim. And I got with, oh my gosh, think it was Mark, and he made a jig for me to where I'm able to pretty much I steam these inside a box that I made. And after they steam, it takes roughly about 2 hours for this wood to steam. I'll take it out, put it in the vise with the form, and then that's how I get the curvature of the brim.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. So like when you're talking about wood, is that like a thin wood or a thicker wood or like how?
It's
what
about
kind
a 3 mil piece of wood.
3
3
mil.
mil.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
When you're doing those embroideries with that machine behind you, are you embroidering the panel and then sewing the cap together, or are you embroidering it once the cap's fully made? And is it hard to get the cap in there to hit that front panel with the brim if that's how you're doing it?
So if on one of these Scally caps, I cannot do it. Once the hat's made, I cannot embroider on the front. I can on the back if I wanted to do right here
Sure.
Yeah.
or along the sides, any of the sides. But the front is pretty much a no-go zone. That gets done pretty much either before I cut the fabric, or if it's a 6-channel, I can do it after I cut the fabric. But like an 8, I would need to do the embroidery and then cut the fabric.
Do you do single panel caps also, or just 6 and 8s?
That's exactly what I was wondering. Yeah.
I do. I've done a couple of single panels. That first one, the first design that I made with that Freddy, that was a single. That's the Scallies that I originally started wearing first. I didn't start out wearing the 6s. My first love was the single panels.
So does it take more or less material to do the other types of caps? I mean, when you said how many caps you got for a yard, was that for 6 panel, 8 panel, or does it vary depending between the 3 types?
Single panel totally changes the game up. So much waste.
Okay.
I put it at maybe 8 caps per yard. So I mean it cuts it down pretty drastically.
Yeah.
Now why is
That's
that?
interesting.
Why is it that flat panel? I mean, if I was just thinking, I would think the flat panel would be less waste.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's the way it's cut, right? Yeah.
What's that?
It's the way the piece of material is shaped before you sew it together, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's pretty much the shape of the material to where pretty much, you know what, I've got one of my 6-panel patterns right here. This is the 58, but pretty much if I'm doing a 6,
Hi, Gordon.
I can have them like this, and they all run pretty much next to each other. And then the next row, I'll turn around and flip this way if it looks good on the fabric.
Sure.
Yeah.
So then I'm able to do that to where the single panel will pretty much take out a whole section of fabric. And you've got your single panel on the middle of the top. You'll have your side, which will typically come around it, but then you have a whole gap around the bottom that's just completely unusable.
Yeah.
And pretty much, how would I explain it? The 6s are kind of like teeth, you know, they kind of work together running the next row of caps to where the single panels do not. That's the best way to explain it without going it.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Dude, I had looked at like patterns and stuff on Etsy to make a flat cap. I always wanted to do like my family tartan in a flat cap, but it is like way out of my skill level, man. So I give you props on that, dude. It's really awesome, man.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even attempt it.
Yes, it's something that Chat GPT can't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
The only
think
thing I
anyone
could,
could
the only
pick
way
it
I
up.
could learn that is having somebody show me like firsthand up front. That's not something I could learn just by what I'd have to do it hands
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
I'll forget you sew. You learned how to sew in the military, right?
I was
Yeah,
just
well,
gonna say
Yeah.
that.
I know how to
Yeah.
do some repairs and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
nothing elaborate like a cap.
Yeah.
I actually just got a commission on a military cap, so
Oh, nice.
Wow.
be showing some pictures on that one here soon. Forgot what the fabric was, but it's pretty much just a straight OD green.
Yeah.
And then I've got a pretty much the Velcro for the patch, the chest patch for his last name, and that's gonna go on the back of the cap.
That is
Nice.
sweet.
Yeah.
That is sweet. All right. Is that all you got, Chad?
Yep.
All right. So now, Chris, we're going to go back into the whole crowdfunding thing.
Mhm.
I mean, how did, I mean, like you said, this community is definitely pretty laid back gentlemen, especially us four. And yeah, we're all for the bigger the better, as far as like more hat makers, more whatever it is. And yeah, so just explain that whole crowdfunding thing for the wood brims.
So pretty much the crowdfunding, I was kind of on the fence with doing it. I mean, we're talking, I can't even remember whenever I originally teased that thing. I want to say it was a couple of months ago. There was the Thor that I actually ended up posting, but like how Ant said, we talk a lot. I get a lot of, hey, what do you think about this? This was pretty much the first wood brim right here.
Yes, I remember that one. Yep.
Nice.
I ended up lasering the little scientist guy on there too. This one, it was very experimental. Pretty much I did end up finding a way to fix it to where this edging isn't as fat and it's more appealing. There has been concerns with pretty much wearing it. Of course, because it's wood, you cannot alter the brim in any way, curve it. However, they do have a little bit of a curve to it. I didn't want to go too crazy with it. Didn't want to go too little, to kind of meet in the middle. But to kind of combat the wood pressing against your forehead, don't know how well you could see it, but the sweatband, I did sew a little piece of fabric there, and it does pretty much, it moves to conform to your head. So the wood isn't completely pressing up against you.
And that was my first question when you showed that to me.
Yeah,
And then you showed me a video of it, I think.
Everybody had that question and concern, which I totally understood from the get-go. That's why I already made that system into it to where it could conform to your head. But my laser that I had to do this one, to cut this out, it was like a 45-minute thing. And not only that, the image is kind of, I don't want to say piss poor, but can't think of any other word off the top of my head right now. It's piss poor.
Go with it, man. Yeah.
Not only that, scorch marks were nasty on this. I hated it. Why I held off on so long for doing it, I will not sell something that I do not feel, confident in. I always kind of thought, hey, I could just upgrade my laser with a 20 watt. This company ended up coming out with a 4-in-1, which helps me out in more ways. I do have a 20 watt now that we ended up getting. I'm doing kind of a payment plan on it right now with the crowdfunding, with how well that's been going. But pretty much that cut down time on that brim from 45 minutes with this new 20 watt has cut it down to 5 minutes, which is huge for me. Wow. Not only that, with that 45 minutes, some of those I was still having to push them and having to break them out, which they ended up, they look crappy. They were piss poor again. So that's why I did the crowdfunding for that, because I finally had a friend say, hey, it's okay if you need to ask for help, dude. Do it.
Yep.
If you think your community will back you up, do it. I kind of asked a couple of people. A couple of people said, run it. I'm there for you. And here we are. I'm already, I want to say, on my second week, and we're already halfway there to the goal.
Sweet.
Nice.
And that was, what's the M1 X tool that you were talking about? Is that what you mentioned
That's-
already, or?
Yeah, that's the M1 X tool, or the X tool M1, the 20 watt. That's what I'm using.
Oh, okay.
Not only does it help me with these brims, I mean, I don't want to leak it right now, but helps me out with some other things. I do with the felts. I do my own leather bands. Pretty much, I don't know if you've seen, like, on a leather band, you have like that gold embalming. Is that the right word? Imprint. You got a gold imprint. This machine does that for me too. So that's another win for this M1 over my old machine.
Cool.
And I mean, not only that, I've done two things. I've only had it a week, and I've already done two things that I didn't even think about until last night.
Embossing. There you go. That's the word.
Embossing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Embossing. Okay, thank you.
Embossing.
That's close. Embalming's close.
Oh, embalming is whenever you die. Oh my gosh.
That's what the dead body.
My-
You
my
caught
son-
yourself right away, though. You're like, wait, that's not the right word.
Yeah,
I
right
do
whenever
that-
I
I do
said
that a
it,
lot
I knew
too.
it was wrong. I was wait, that's not the right.
My son works
Sometimes
at a
I'll do a
funeral.
post and I'll write a word and I'll be like, wait, nah, and then I'll go Google the word.
Yeah.
Well,
My,
I mean, you got embroidery, and there's so many M's, imprinting, embalming, or embossing. There I go again. See, embalming. You know what? I'm gonna embalm a hat. That's what we're gonna do next. That's my next idea.
Make sure you soak some cigarettes in it.
What did the
Uh,
Egyptians do? Honey.
All
That's
right.
funny.
Any of the three got any questions for Chris right now before I have him drop some news here?
No, I've dropped the news.
Yeah, drop the news, man. I'm not gonna hold the news up.
Yeah.
All right, drum roll,
right.
please.
So the first news, of course, the Rimmer. I am going to start accepting sales on that. Been kind of holding off on that, so I'm going to reach out to everybody that's been on that sizing chart so far. So look forward to my PM. If not tonight, it's going to be tomorrow. I think after this, I think me and the family, I kind of owe it to them. I think we're going to go out for some pizza tonight. So
Yeah.
it might be tomorrow morning. So don't freak out if you don't get a message tonight. But
I like the colors of that one.
Yeah, it's a nice cap.
I
Yeah.
decided to show this one off tonight. This one's also going to be dropping. This one's going to be the Twist and Shout.
Oh, I like
I'm
that.
really excited about this one.
Oh,
That's
nice.
sick.
Very nice.
I love Houndstooth.
Yeah.
One of my favorite materials. The crazy part with this one, which I don't know how the camera's gonna. There we go. That is a record.
That's insane.
No kidding.
Oh, that's
That's
cool.
why we are calling this one the Twist and Shout. And that's why I was saying I don't want to leak anything. This is another thing that the M1 has brought to the table.
Yeah. And that's a 6-panel.
This is a 6-panel. That's why I
Okay,
did the 6, because I love 6s.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about running an 8-panel. The additional panel being a white checkered. I don't know how it's going to look. I'm going to sew one up, see how it looks. That one might come shortly after. But
The record's really cool for the brim.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea. It's really unique.
yeah, that
So you're
record,
gonna do a run on those?
I am going to do a run. Oh my gosh, I'm not even sure how I'm going to do this. This part needs done by hand. I tried doing it on the machine, shattered the record. Didn't even think about it. I did have like little holes to kind of start it, but I think I hit the record wrong and sent it shattered into a couple of pieces, which really upset me. But I figured a way around it. It just takes a little bit more time, but definitely cool.
Very cool.
Well, that would be almost cool for a series of caps. Different music themes.
I was thinking like Run DMC or something, man. You
Yeah,
could do rock,
you
rap,
could do-
just anything. Yeah.
Are you
So
just
this
using old records, like old records that you don't want, or how do you do that? Like, how are you getting the material for the record? Just using old crappy records or something?
So I don't know if you guys have them out where you're at, but there's a place out here called Zia Records. Funny enough, because Zia hats, you know.
Yeah.
I always kind of thought that whenever I first saw the name, I was like, dang, he got a good one. I should have thought of that. But I always go there and and this was like an old date night thing with me and the lady. Pretty much they have 10 packs of vinyl records for $5 that are just inside a bag. And we'll end up going there, either get a bag or two of those, and you don't know what the records are. We'll get takeout food, whatever. We'll come home and we listen to the records. And I mean, it's funny because we get some stuff that we're like, what the heck is this? And then I didn't even know who Barry Manilow was. I love Barry Manilow now. He came in one of the packs. Now I got a couple of Barry Manilow records. The Osmond. I didn't know who the freaking Osmonds were. I knew who Donny Osmond was. I didn't know the Osmonds was a huge ass family.
Yeah.
They used to have a variety show on TV.
Yeah. You probably got some of Chad's ABBA records in there too.
Don't tell. Hey, one thing I was thinking that you could do for the brims if you had access to a 3D printer is you could 3D print that with the record track on it, and you could use it out of a material that wouldn't be so brittle when you're sewing it.
That's another option too, because I know I do have a brim pattern because I have printed out my own brims on the 3D printer to try and do it. Pretty much I like doing all my stuff in-house. My sweatbands, I like everything done by me. I could outsource them, but I don't know. Sometimes I like to make my own. Yeah. Especially, I kind of use one in here. I've thrown out the idea of putting the checkered pattern on the inside of this one, but I might just leave it black because I like how it looks up against that record.
Yeah,
it looks good. That's a really cool idea again.
Yeah, seeing something like that is where you definitely got your name, the mad scientist, from, because who in their right mind would do something like that? Yeah.
And I was trying to figure it out earlier when he was showing it to me, and I finally figured it out. I'm like, holy shit, he's using a record for the brim. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So pretty much these are going to be the pins that come with the hats. It's a little record.
Oh, that's pretty cool too.
End up making these out of the acrylic. That's another thing with the M1. Another win. I've got other things that I'm going to start throwing in there. Actually, since I got this right here, I don't know how well it's going to show up, but Boosted Brim, little can opener.
Nice.
Cool.
Cool.
Just simple stuff I could do to give it back to the community since they helped me out getting it,
Yeah.
That's so cool. So you went outside the box with a wood brim. You got a record brim. I mean, I don't know what's in your future, but I don't know it. That's
awesome.
Thinking outside the box. I mean, it's
definitely.
I know. That's one of my backup questions was, did he have like a signature detail, to make his hats recognizable? And he's got a bunch of them, man. So this is really cool. Yeah.
I always initially thought it was the embroidery initially, but now he's really going out of the box.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I've always ran with the name Boosted Brims. Whenever I came over to Scally, I kind of thought, hey, you need to get away from the Boosted Brims brand because I kind of felt like I was overshadowed by the other Finley to have a second apparel name. But I think I'm just going to keep running with it. I love it. It's just going to be hard to come up with something else. I mean, I did have a thought on Reap What You Sow with the little Grim Reaper holding the I can't think of what it's called. Pretty much the tool to pick stitches.
Starts with an S.
Seam Ripper.
Seam Ripper. There we go. Thank you.
That's kind of a cool idea.
Yeah. So you had the Seam Ripper with the Grim Reaper. I was gonna kind of run off of that, but I finally came to the thing. The name was too long, so I tossed it out the window. And I love my mad scientist. I mean, heck, that intro,
a memorable logo.
Yeah.
That intro that you guys have is just amazing. I almost want to do a boosted guy that looks just like him because I love how that one looked. His facial expressions cracked me up the first time I seen that.
Dub's a mad scientist.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun making that, man. It was one of my top faves of the intros I've done so far.
Yeah,
so,
that one came out good.
One.
Yeah,
that one, the clutch and throttle one was really good.
Yeah. But the crazy faces we were all making like psychopaths.
Let's
man,
get boosted.
Yeah, I love that.
You
would definitely boost on something there.
Yeah.
You guys had that same like maniacal laugh that he's got in the image, and that's what made me like. It was definitely a good intro for sure.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, that was all Dub. Dub's our thumbnail and intro guy. He's yeah.
I hope you come onto YouTube and you start that channel you were mentioning.
I know, man. Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I think it's gonna happen.
If you come onto YouTube, I'll throw your link in all my hat video descriptions.
So isn't Twitch like mostly like gamer stuff or?
So it is a lot of gamers, but there's a lot of crafters on there. With Moon, the reason why I started running it, I mean, everybody or I shouldn't say everybody knows. I don't know if you guys all know, but Daniel, Jason, Mike, we all talk. I've got a couple of other guys that they're all trying to figure out how to sew hats themselves. I don't try and what's that word that my kids use? Freaking A. Oh my gosh. Gatekeep. I don't try and gatekeep anything.
Yeah.
I want to, if you want to learn to make hats, that's what the Twitch is there for. I've slowed it down. I've showed people how to do stuff. I definitely want to spread my knowledge out to other people. I might not spread how to, do the 45 record or the 33 records on the brim and the wood brims. That's my little secret right now. But anything else, I mean, if anybody ever has a question, I'm always there. I know Mike's always there. Daniel, Jason. We're always open to talk.
That's awesome that you say you guys talk. See, I never knew that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah.
We do talk. I mean, not only do we talk, we help each other out.
Cool.
I mean, I know of drops before other people do, just because of how we talk.
That's the way to do it, though. I think I kind of have that same attitude with YouTube. I like to get with other YouTubers, help them out, and just because there's enough views for everybody. Just like there's enough heads for everybody's caps. I think you get more working together than you do competing.
Chris put a comment in the chat. He says, "Custom Rush Cap rim with a Rush record."
Oh, he's all going to be coming in now.
Tom Sawyer
coming in with these.
I'm not going to take my Rush record and cut into it, but if you send me a Rush record, I will make you a custom Rush. I did throw the idea of having, half the circle with the name of the record on there, but I don't want to start using all my brand name records.
Yeah, it's hard to get that many
I
of
don't
them.
want to be using my Pink Floyd Off the Wall or my Led Zeppelin, That's not going to happen. But not only that, with how I did these, I kind of like how it's got the record lines on it. I don't know if you could see them.
It would be cool though if you did the Led Zeppelin thing. You could just use that machine behind you and have that Icarus embroidered on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Like a dark side of the moon cap would be awesome, man. That would be awesome.
I wonder if I could burn into this. I'd probably have to put the records onto something else because I think once I start to spin the record, I think it might be too thin.
That might be where you might want to 3D print it.
Yeah.
And then you can use that more flexible material. You might even be able to use that hat block thing for it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where 3D printing might come into play, or even the wood. I could end up doing the wood, burn the lines into the wood, and still have Icarus there.
Yeah,
Right.
that would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting stuff.
But the funny one too, now that I'm thinking about Off the Walls, which oh man, and how I was also talking about how we talk. This is one, I don't know if you all, Dan the Matching Man.
Oh yeah, I know he is.
His love of dragons. So I got a little 6-panel that I've been making for him that I don't know if you could see, but there's the dragon eye, and I kind of use like a scale material on this one.
Oh yeah, I can see the scales now. Yeah.
This is one.
I was sick on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wore
pretty,
like a shirt today that had like the scales on it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of pretty crazy how this one came together.
Dude, Ant, that would match your snake skin cap.
I was just thinking of like that python skin cap. That python skin cap that I got. Yeah.
This one I've kind of been slacking on. I'm a little afraid, pretty much because of the material it's made out of, but I'm going to end up finishing in this one for him. I do have, pretty much he commissioned me for, not only do I do the felts, I'll kind of show some of those off, but I did a Dr. Alan Grant from Jurassic Park.
Oh, nice.
Sick.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
this one was, what was it? Panama style, what is this? Straw. Panama straw.
Yeah.
I know who was
It
it?
reminds me of the man with the yellow hat from Curious George also.
I was actually, it's funny you say that because I don't know if you guys have seen The Mask, but I want to recreate that yellow hat.
Yeah.
Nice.
But there's that
Right there.
ghost
that's
face
what
that you were talking about earlier.
That thing is insane.
that's
That's
what-
Oh, yeah,
what
he showed me a picture of that. That looks cool.
Yeah. I was wondering like the process of that, man. It just
I texted these
complicated
guys
me.
the pics of those caps.
Yeah.
The process
so
he showed on Twitch, he was showing. It was insane. He was flexing it with his
Yeah.
fingers. And...
So pretty much this one, like people have done skulls and whatnot before. This one I ended up going outside the box. Pretty much 3D printing is how I'm able to do this one. So pretty much I 3D print out a block like this. Like there's the Freddy hand right there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've got the ghost face. I ended up printing out. I've got a Jason one too, but I haven't done him yet. A guitar, because I know somebody's going to want a guitar somewhere along the top,
Yeah.
along the line. And because I'm from Arizona, I had to do the Saguaro.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm able to do the imprinting, not embalming. the imprinting on these hats.
Dude, that cracked me up because my son works at a funeral home, and when you said embalming, I'm like, wait a minute, can you embalm a hat?
Hey, can I ask you a question about the Matching Man hat? What are you going to do for the brim?
I think I'm gonna run with the same material.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna run with that, and maybe like on the inside, just like a regular cotton, like a flame or something.
Nice.
I thought about doing. Like
I'm really curious to see
dragon.
what that looks like when you're done.
Oh, I can definitely. Oh wait, you're not on.
I'll
said
have
you're used-
Ant share it with me if he.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm funneled stuff to him.
I could
Yeah.
definitely shoot a picture over to Ant so he can
Yeah.
show you.
That's
Chad's
how
old
we got
school.
to keep Chad in the
He
loop
doesn't
for
do-
Facebook.
Yeah, he's old school, man. He doesn't believe in Facebook, so
Yeah.
I have
Funny.
enough trouble keeping up with YouTube and Instagram.
Somebody just said to do the Jeepers Creepers hat.
Yeah,
I actually
Jeepers
had
Creepers hat,
Oh, that would be cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
I had somebody request me to do Captain Jack Sparrow's hat. So there's going to be a replica Captain Jack Sparrow's hat. I'm going to
That's cool.
awesome.
give a go at.
Yeah.
And I've also got a couple fedoras. Those I'm going to be popping up on my Etsy here soon. I think that was one I shared with you too, Mike. Ant.
I love fedoras and pork pie hats.
Yeah, the fedora a little while back you shared.
Pretty much. I can share one of those right now.
Got the jersey and everything on.
Oh yeah, these I'm gonna try and get up in my shop here soon. So this one I kind of did. I don't know if you've seen The Dirt on the Netflix. Who is it? Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yes.
this was originally supposed to be Deadpool. While I was doing it, I'm like, you know what? I'm watching The Dirt. I'm feeling real Motley Crue vibes, so kind of went with that. I'm huge on like fedoras right now. I'm finally making my first fedora. I've been wanting a green fedora, so trying to get this one done, but in between everybody else's commissions.
I like that color.
Yeah.
I'm also really big into Frank Sinatra. So kind of got this one.
Man,
right
I really like
here.
that. Yeah.
That's the one he ran, but yeah, you'd be showing me.
Yeah. I really
And
like
I
that.
finally finished this one. Just got the bow, got the feather up on it.
What is that,
And
Chad? A pork pie?
Yeah. Pork pie.
Yeah.
I did a Burberry fabric on the inside.
Nice.
Very cool, man.
Yeah, those are sick.
I really like the Sinatra. That's awesome.
Now the fedoras, like say the Scream one and stuff, and I remember Francis O'Laughlin, you had auctioned off one for him, and he got it, and he rocks those things like nobody else. Is that what you're doing with the Scream one? Are you gonna like auction that off, or was that made for somebody specific?
Those nobody's
And it's
claimed
ready?
yet.
Okay.
I still have to finish them. I might put them up for a straight sale. That auction, honestly, Francis, he scored. Those typically don't usually sell that cheap, especially with that one.
Right. Everybody
but
sort
I
of just
might-
backed off. They're like, "Yo, it's yours," because of the way he rocks those things.
Yeah, and the funny part too is he was awesome about it. He's like, "Hey, I know these sell for more. If you want to keep it, I'm cool with it." I'm like, "Dude,
Right.
do an auction, man. You won. Like, no,
Yeah.
it's yours." Not only
That's
that,
cool.
I mean, I thought it was awesome because he took some awesome freaking pictures.
Yeah.
So whenever I get my site, I asked him, "Hey, can I at least use the pictures?" He's like, "Yeah." So,
Yeah.
I mean, just having that much and that hat, I forgot who said, but somebody said that hat was made for him, and they were freaking right, man. He
That was
rocked
me.
the shit out of that hat.
Yeah. He does modeling for Clutch and Throttle too. I see him up on that site.
Yeah. So I got a couple people in the comments here. Where can they find Boosted Brims at as far as like with socials?
So right now, best place, Facebook. Boosted Brims. Just look up that name. That's probably going to be your number one area. Etsy, I'm on there underneath Boosted Brims. Instagram is boosted brims underscore, or I'm sorry, boosted underscore brims with the Z instead of the S, because somebody took that name before I
Yeah,
can nab it.
I see that when I tag you in posts. I'm like,
So-
wait, that's not him. He's the Z.
Yeah.
So, can we find where to help you out with the crowdfunding there as well, or is there a separate site for that?
The crowdfunding, pretty much that's on the Facebook. It is a GoFundMe. I thought about doing what is the other site? There's another site that pretty much depending on how much you do, like it does back rewards and whatnot, but that one pretty much if you didn't hit the markers, it wouldn't kick back the money to you. If you didn't earn the whole amount, it sends all the money back to the people that ended up putting their money into it.
Dang, man.
So I kind of thought about that one. I thought, I mean, with Twitch, the reason why I've ran with Twitch and not jumped on the YouTube train yet is I've got pretty much you can earn points on Twitch. Also got the emotes and whatnot, which you might have those on YouTube, but the points, pretty much if you watch for so long, you could end up getting a free cap by just watching. And I think it's 100,000 points right now. For a brim, it's 50,000 points. And you can end up crediting into that, which if I do end up doing the YouTube, I'm going to run both of them at the same time. I've got multiple monitors that I'm going to be able to do that.
Cool.
I just gave you a follow on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Last year I came across you and I actually
appreciate that.
I joined Twitch because of you, and then I found out it was kind of like a gamer place, you know. So I didn't know much about it, but
yeah, there are some crafters there. I mean, you can find some people doing some cool stuff. Like I seen some dude, what was it? Like he was in Norway making fishing poles.
Cool.
I was like, holy crap, that's cool. I didn't know people make fishing poles. Like, you find some crazy stuff on there.
And then people make the lures too.
What's that?
People make those I don't know if they're called lures or those things. A little fish that you stick on there.
Fly fishing, fly
There's
fishing.
a couple that do fly fishing,
Yeah.
Other things I've seen that are like off the wall crazy. I've seen a couple of dudes doing the lace, like wood turning. I've seen some guy that he like makes what's it called? Like regular furniture, like rocking chairs, bar stools, and whatnot.
Some of those wood turning videos are pretty cool. I watch those on YouTube sometimes.
I do too, man. I found myself up late one night just watching them spin wood. I'm just like, what the crap am I doing?
Yeah, they do those great big burls. They get some really cool stuff out of them.
On the lathes,
I don't know if you remember John Miller, the cigar guy, used to be on the group. He spins wood and he makes pens that look like cigars. Pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Like Dubs was saying, you got like you sit there and you watch that stuff, and you can't even turn it off. Kind of like when you go through the channels back in the day, you turn on fishing and Jimmy Houston would be on there. You're watching fish for 2 hours.
Now you go on, you start going down those different rabbit holes. You run into a lot of interesting stuff.
YouTube will take you down a rabbit hole, man, like crazy. So no telling where you'll end up at.
Yeah. Yeah, you could be on that. What was that guy's name? Chris. What was his name? Chris Wallace. What was the guy's name? The Catch a Predator. Keep messing around.
The worst is when I watch cooking videos, because then I just end up so hungry after watching them all.
Well, you got your cooking videos too, right?
Yeah, I started doing them after a while because I kept watching so many of them and thinking, oh, I could do that, So every once in a while, I'll throw a couple up.
Yeah, and you got to make sure you use the SpongeBob plate, Chad. You got to consider the SpongeBob plate.
Well, you raise 5 kids, you have a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I got a comment on here. Love that you're repping the Zia hat. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's cool you guys all talk and help each other out.
Very cool. Very cool.
We got Chris from
Well-
Australia watching. Look at that. Hey, mate.
Wow. Land
Nice.
down under.
How's it going?
Vegemite. Yeah. So and then now next question I got for you, Chris, is like, where do you see this going as far as like in the long run? Let's say 5 years down the road.
5 years down the road, I'd love to have a storefront. I mean, Boosted's already been going for 5. I'd love to eventually have a DTF printer, being able to do shirts, being able to do my own jerseys. I do like screed printing, which I don't know if you saw those earlier, but I've got a couple of shirts that I started screen printing. I actually finally, I don't know if you could see that very well,
Oh,
but
Nice.
Yeah.
Very
you know,
nice.
if you
Yeah, I
turn it
like
that way,
that.
then you'll be able to see it the right way.
Yeah.
But pretty much this is the beginning of the screen printing process right here. I was hoping to have one done and printed out, but pretty much I'll transfer this onto screen. And I got a little pretty much you got to take the pressure washer to it, and the my gosh, I forget what it's called, but the material that you put in the screen, you got to wash it out with the pressure washer. And I went a little too quick to it and ripped the material out of the screen, so I got to restart that. But we should be having some shirts here soon because I just got my screen printer back up.
Cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if we got any more questions in the chat here. You guys have any other questions for Chris right now?
No, man, it's on my to-do list to get a Boosted Brims hat. I look forward to
Yeah,
it someday.
definitely.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mine as well. I expect to have
Yeah.
a review here probably in the next couple weeks. Then I'll be having to
What
search
am I
that
doing?
website.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
That's what's wrong right
Cool.
there. New York
Yeah.
guy, I love that Statue of Liberty there, man. That's what you got
Yeah,
me on that.
1776 is pretty sick.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say I appreciate the insight on the answers to like
Yeah.
how many caps you can make out of a yard and just going
Yeah.
into the process how you make some of the
Yeah.
other stuff. I find a lot of that pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I
while we're on
was
that topic,
always-
Chris, how long does it take from like the start of a hat to a finish? Let's just one hat, like as far as time wise.
I've got it down a 6-panel. I knocked this guy. If I didn't have that record, I probably could have knocked this one out in about 2 hours, two and a half hours, somewhere in there.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah.
All depends on how the machine wants to cooperate with me.
Yeah.
You know, one question I have when you're making caps of different sizes, is there like some kind of formula you do where you have to make the panels each a little bit bigger and a little bit longer so it fits like a bigger, deeper head? Or
Yeah.
how do you do that? I've always wondered.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
I'm at
so-
the 62, and I always wondered like if it was in like the crown or what that
Right,
made the
right.
difference. Yeah.
It's in, where did I put? So pretty much like if I was to shorten this pattern, the majority of it would be up in this area right here. You would take a little bit from the bottom, and
Yeah.
also your curve is going to be affected too, to conform to the head.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit behind it. Math, not easy to do, especially to get multiple, to make multiple sizes. I
Yeah.
have pretty much right now, I am from 52 on up to, what is it, 66 centimeters.
Oh, wow.
Somebody
So-
had a
so-
monster ass head. I'm missing 65. I haven't had
Reading
somebody
that.
with a 65 head.
Man, I thought my 62 was huge, dude. 66, that's crazy.
66.
So
Yeah.
is there a big difference in
66.
size in the panel between like a 54 and a 62?
What? I'm sorry. What was that?
Is there a big difference in size in the panel from like a size 54 to a size 62?
Oh yeah, huge difference.
Okay.
Yep. Let me.
What was the name of that show on MTV? Was it called The Head?
Oh yeah,
Alien
yeah.
popped out of his head.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I used
Yeah.
to like that. That was on liquid television.
yeah, he's got it. That's got to be a 66.
I was thinking of Brainiac, the Superman villain Brainiac.
Yeah.
Some mega mind stuff right there, man.
Yeah.
66. Dang.
Oh, we
That's
better
crazy.
chill out. That
66.
person might be watching right now.
Yeah.
No, man. I mean, I got a huge head, and I feel the pain because it's hard to get hats,
Yeah, but
man, or
yeah.
cats made.
Yep.
Yeah.
66. That's just insane. There's got to be a tumor or something there. It's not even
I mean,
Rocky Dennis from Mask.
when I found that Bob Marley cap, everybody's like, I want it. But then a lot of people didn't have it. They didn't sell them in the bigger sizes.
Yeah.
Whoever's 66 must have elephantitis in their
I could never find like the cheaper hats on Amazon, dude, because they all stop at like 58 or 59.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know how well you could see, but that's 62 and 58.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a big difference to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's
six panels,
a
yeah.
6-panel
Definitely.
cap.
That's a 6-panel right there. Yes.
Okay. So all that adds up, though, as you for each panel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
That's crazy. 66.
Very cool.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, the second he said 66, I'm like, dude, are you sure? Like, can you measure your head again? He's like, he sent me a
Poor
picture of
mom.
his head, and I was like, oh, all right, man. Yeah, I can do it.
He's
Well,
got to be
like
like the world's
somebody
smartest
like
man.
the wrestler, what was his name? Andre the Giant. I mean, I bet he had like
Andre.
a huge head, man. Yeah.
Oh,
Somebody
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
He was a big dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right. Do we have any more questions in the chat for Chris, the mad scientist? Let me see. Let me go back to make sure I didn't miss any. see, he put his poor mother, bless his heart, bless her heart.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was-
shit.
I'm
Oh, it's
That's
like
what I
Stewie
said earlier,
from
too,
Family
is
Guy.
poor mom.
That's
from
cesarean
Family
written
Guy.
all over it.
That's C-section
That was
material
not
right
rendered
there.
useless.
Hopefully he was a
that's good.
freebie.
Oh, man.
All right, Chris. All right, Chris, you want to go ahead and give another shout out for all your socials for those watching, just so they hit you up there and like your page?
So pretty much the best ways to follow me, you're going to be on Facebook is going to be Boosted Brims. That's the best way to get a hold of me. Second place, if you want to find one-off hats that the felt hats, any kind of hat that's a one-off, maybe something that I've even goofed up on and I'm like, hey, I'm going to sell it. Just knock down the price a bit. Those are going to be up on Etsy. That is also Boosted
Check that out, too.
Brims. Instagram is boosted_brims with the Z instead of the S.
Give you a follow.
And I can't remember. I'm on TikTok. I tried that. I don't know. Maybe the algorithm's not for me. I might give it a go again with like short little videos. I know some people liked it, but oh my gosh, making those videos. I don't know who's got the time for that, but my hat's off to you.
I'm with you on that, man. TikTok's a whole different ball game.
Yeah,
man,
that's not
real.
for me,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to get, with TikTok to get that thing rolling. All right.
I really appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
I
Excellent.
appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Definitely been an awesome experience. Haven't ever had anything like this done before, so it's definitely awesome.
Well,
We definitely want to do something from you in the future.
Glad to join and learned a lot.
Yeah.
This was the topic that we had with you as far as like the process of
Yeah.
it. That was the first time we've discussed that on the roundtable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've almost
Thanks
wondered
again
about
for
some of that
joining
stuff.
us, Chris.
Yeah.
Everybody
Definitely
check out
could-
Boosted Brims. Like all of our socials as well. Next Tuesday, we are going to have Todd from Rad Caps coming on. And
Nice.
He will be doing a special drop on the show. So, make sure you guys stay. Yeah, it's definitely informative, Alex. That was
Don't
pretty
forget
cool
the show's
going
about
that far
80s and
in depth in the
90s.
cat making
Close.
process.
Yeah, that shows an off the brim with Todd Sorens.
Yeah.
Dropping a rad cap
Yeah.
on off the brim about 80s and 90s fashion trends. So we're gonna go off
Yeah,
on
so
that.
it should be, there'll be a lot of other fun stuff besides Todd on there. Should be interesting.
Yeah.
Moose
I think I
is
said the
gonna
name was
come
off the brim,
with,
didn't I? I said Jim was Roundtable, didn't I?
Moose is wearing a starter jacket that night, so
Yeah. Chad's got the Charlotte Hornets starter jacket on in
Yeah.
the thumbnail. You'll see.
I'm gonna have to break out the members only jacket.
I know, yeah, Todd's got the Charlotte Hornets. Chad
Yeah.
looking like a Run DMC.
All right, everybody. Thanks again for watching. This was the Gentlemen's Roundtable here. Everybody have a great night. And again, thank you, Chris, for coming on here.
Thanks,
we
man.
enjoyed your company.
Yeah,
You're more than welcome to come back anytime.
yeah,
sir.
come back, dude.
Thank you so much, Moose.
Absolutely,
Thank
man.
you so much, Dubs.
Awesome
And
stuff, dude.
what is it? 151st?
Yeah,
Is that
Chad,
correct?
first 508 Airborne's my YouTube name, Chad.
Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all so much. Definitely been awesome. Can't wait. Once I get some more stuff, we'll share some more.
Yeah,
Cool.
just reach
Hey.
out to us. Like I said, you're more than welcome to come on anytime, sir.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Y'all have a
Absolutely.
good night.
All right, everybody.
Have a great
good
weekend.
night. Again, thanks for watching. See you guys next
Adios.
time.